with Doug Smith from the Toronto Star.
Hey, Fred, how are you tonight?
I've been better.
I thought so. Well, is the mood gone past frustration to some other level around the team these days?
Uh, yeah, I mean, this is probably uncharted territory for most of us. I know just speaking for myself, I've never been a part of something like this. But we can't hang our heads. Nobody's feeling sorry for us. Phoenix is not. They don't give a damn what our record is. They're gonna try to punch us in the mouth. They're gonna try to kick our butts, and nobody's coming to save us. We gotta do this ourselves, and um, probably do a little soul searching, and looking yourself in the mirror and ask yourself what each individual could do better to help contribute to the team, and go out there and figure out ways to win. That's one thing we got to do. We just got to find ways to get the job done. I don't know. There's no secret recipe. There's a boatload of problems, and we just got to find ways to solve them.
You're obviously one of the leaders of the team. Is there a role that you can play in helping the collective get through this mess?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's my job. That's my job, and I got to do a better job of what I've been doing. I got to keep trying to lead, find new ways to help guys. I got to play better myself, and I got to keep continuing to find ways to help our team individually and collectively. So nobody's above criticism, and I'm certainly not. And whatever I'm doing is not enough, obviously. And this is about wins and losses around here, and we're not getting many wins right now. But it's a long season, man. Long season. We got to stay confident and keep believing in ourselves and in each other, and we'll work our way out of it.
That's great. Thanks very much, Fred. Have a safe trip out west.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Michael Grange from Sportsnet.
Hey, Fred, great game. Personally, obviously you had, so congrats on that. But through 6 games, do you better understand your team than maybe you did before training camp? Are there weaknesses that you're seeing that are more consistent? Are there strengths you thought you had that haven't really shown up yet? What would you assess?
No, I think most of what we've seen, it's been there from the beginning. We are what we are. I think that the part we need to be embarrassed about or disappointed about is just the fight and the belief and going down 4-8 and letting that balloon to 20 before you know it. Like that's the part that as a team we have to take more pride in. We're gonna be who we are. We can't at this point. It's not our job to make trades or to change the roster around. We got to go play with who we got, and we're good enough. We got enough on this team to do it, but we got to do it. And each guy has to perform a little bit better, and that's going to help the collective. And when things get tough, we gotta get tougher. We can't crack, and I think as a leader of this team, that's something that I'm disappointed in myself, is just not keeping the guys. I guess not bringing the fight a little bit more. That second quarter there, as well as we played in the first, we played equally as bad in the second, and then you working fighting uphill after that. It's tough.
Appreciate it, Fred. Safe travels, man.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Josh Lewenberg from TSN.
Hey, Fred, you mentioned it a little bit there, that second quarter, and that's sort of been a through line in all 6 games, the big early lead, and then the quarter where things slip away a little bit. What can you guys do differently or better once you sense that quarter is happening to stop the bleeding?
I got to watch the film for this game specifically, to know exactly what happened out there. But just off the top of my head, I would say, we have to guard better overall. We got to guard better. I think they had 38 or 40 in that second quarter, and that will help your offense. And then on offense, you got to make the play. You got to make the layup. You got to complete the pass. You have to make the free throw. You got to knock down the open three. And both of those things will help each other. It's your offense got to help your defense, and defense got to help your offense. So I think a lot of that is just the pace and the energy and the flow and the feel of the game at that moment. And I think once the momentum switches, we got to do a better job of cutting that water off a lot sooner. And those simple plays are what I'm talking about.
Nick has been pretty clear that you guys need more from the younger guys coming off the bench. And that was a theme early last season too, until there was sort of that stretch where a few of those guys had breakout games. And then all of a sudden the rotation started to take shape. How far do you guys think you are from being at that point where you can sort of turn to 2, 3, or 4 of those guys coming off the bench and trust them to tread water in those minutes where you and Kyle Pascal are on the bench?
How far? I don't know. I don't think it's far away. I believe in all of those guys coming off the bench. Like I said, you just got to do it. You got to go out there and perform. And that's the hardest part about coming off the bench, especially in a situation like this. You're not going to get minutes. Nobody's going to give you minutes. So when you get in there, you got to make something out of nothing and create something for yourself and create something for the team and change the tide of the game. And then your minutes will grow. So it sucks as a player, to be in that position, but that's the way the NBA works. And I've been there. A lot of guys have been there. And when you got to try to make something out of nothing, and the worse you play, the less minutes you're gonna get. And the better you play, the more minutes you get. So we need everybody. We need everybody to play better for sure.
Thanks, Fred. Safe travels, man.
Thank you.
2 more questions for you, Fred. First one goes to Louis Zatzman from Raptors Republic.
Hey, Fred, doesn't look fun out there right now. How much of that is uprooting your lives, going to this city? It's hard with families, and just the whole situation. And then people, fans chanting for the other team, like the specifics and the generals of what you're going through that no other team is really seeing.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if there's a long list of excuses we could use, to be honest with you, but I mean, there's no growth there. You can't lock into that way of thinking. Like I said, the season's not going to stop. We're not moving. We're going to be here in Tampa. This is not our home. The fans are going to cheer for the other team, and that's the reality of the situation. So you can sit around and cry about it, or you can try to figure a way to work through it, and that's the position we're in. But I do, I worry about guys' mental health just as a brother and a teammate and a friend, because it's not an easy situation. Obviously, I don't want to discard that, but at the same time, it's a situation we're in. So the season's not going to stop. We can't hang our hats on that. We got to find a way to get through it, and it's definitely different from being in Toronto, obviously. But here we are.
Thanks, Fred. As always, really appreciate the thoughtfulness.
Thank you.
One last question for you, Fred, comes from Chris O'Leary from Raptors.com.
Hey, Fred. I think maybe similar to the last question, you said off the top you haven't been in a situation like this before. You've been on a lot of winning teams. How have you dealt with this? And I guess kind of just what's it been like for you these last couple of weeks?
I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough. This game will break your heart, man. I know we get paid a lot of money, and it's given me the highest highs of my life, aside from having kids, and it's given me some of the lowest lows. That's a roller coaster. It's a heartbreaking game, and when things are going great, it's great, and when they're going bad, it hurts. So, I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, and I care, and this stuff keeps me up at night. So it's tough. It's tough to be in this position, but we got a long way to go. We got a lot of season in front of us, and we got a lot of talent, and we got guys that can figure it out. So we got to stay positive, keep believing in ourselves, and finding ways to get through this.
All right. Thanks, Fred. Appreciate it.